this man who won here 12 months ago. 24-year-old who's managed to bag 30 titles in his career. How do you see him now compared to 12 months ago, Rob?
Yeah, well, he's obviously just dropped off a wee bit, given the results that he had last year. It was going to be almost impossible to replicate those sort of numbers. He has won 2 titles, as you see there. Of course, Australian Open and Miami. Those are 2 pretty darn big tournaments. So did start out the year exactly like he did 2011, but it was always going to be a big ask to try and hang with Nadal, especially on the clay early on, given what happened with his grandfather in Monte Carlo. I think that took a bit of a shine off the tournament for him there, but now most of that's behind him, and I think that's why tonight's match is a big one for him. Federer's been brimming with confidence in having won so much of it. Of course, he's won on clay already last week, but I think Novak needs a win on clay. Nadal's had one, Federer's had one. His chance.
There's the route through. Bernie Tomic was his opening challenge here. A comfortable style. Very windy against Juan Monaco. It was not that's an excuse, because Monaco's played some really good stuff on the dirt this year and just couldn't quite keep up in the 3rd set. And funny kind of match last night, yesterday, should I say, against Delroy Tsonga. First set was a little error-strewn, and then Djokovic said that he was really happy with his performance in the 2nd set when he really raced away with things against the charismatic Frenchman.
That's the kind of tennis he's going to have to bring to the fore tonight, because Federer has been looking like Federer at his very best. Taking the ball so early, serving well, moving well. Had a chance to chat with some of the Swiss commentators, just a couple of boosts down from me. And they're very excited about the way that he's been playing of late. Of course, was able to win his 74th title of his career. And as I mentioned, he's played extremely well in the last couple of months, winning 7 of the last 10 tournaments he's participated in. And of course, already has won 4 titles this season. That's how good Federer has been. Of course, Rotterdam, Dubai, sorry, just recapping there, Indian Wells, and Madrid last week.
Yeah, this one of 3 Masters 1000s missing from the great man's CV. Managed to get over the line here. You look at some of the finals he's played. Felix Mantilla, he played in his first final here, and back in the days when it was 5 sets.
Yeah, what about the one against Nadal back in 06, when he had a couple of match points there, and one of the best finals I ever laid eyes on. It was incredible. So many over the years when you think back, and still he wants to be around for many more. So I think that's where we are. Very blessed. 20 titles, of course. Last week was number 20 time, with Nadal vying for the top spot as far as Masters 1000 are concerned.
Yeah, he's come out swinging this week. He really has. Every match has just been so good right from the off. Burlock likewise, Ferrero, a little blip in the 2nd set against the 32-year-old. And last night, what was that first set? Just 19 minutes against Andreas Seppi?
Yeah, it's a pretty good draw, must be said, as far as this kind of tournament is concerned. Of course, it was Andreas Seppi who knocked out some of the big guns, in Stan Wawrinka, and especially the dangerous American John Isner. So, of course, this will be the 25th episode. The last time they met, of course, it was Novak who won. And speaking of having match points, of course, Federer again had match points on that particular occasion, and 2, in fact. Wasn't able to get the W. Yeah,
and who'll forget the swinging return that Novak hit on that match point. And Federer, I think afterwards, alluded to the fact might have been a little lucky, kind of shut-eye sort of return. You've seen it a million times on YouTube. We certainly all have that hit and that return of serve that he struck.
And of course, Ed Smith wrote a book about it.
That's enough of that.
If you were with us earlier, you would have understood what the joke was about. Of course, Nick was alluding to an interesting book by that very author on that very subject. But, hopefully luck doesn't play a part in this one.
It's going to be electric in here. It really is. Right from the off. Under the night skies here in the Eternal City. It is the world's numbers 1 and 2 to battle it out.
Grazie. Primo set. Oggi Federer al tempo. Ready? 0-15. Rafiki.
Rob mentioned he was very relaxed in the players' lounge earlier on, was playing a spot of cards, was Federer, and even got the RF logo on the cards, Rob.
No, I didn't notice that.
There you have.
You're kidding, right?
I'm not joking. They're playing with RF cards.
You have to serve well tonight. Novak, for my money, the best returner in the game at the moment. 3 points will be welcome, because there's going to be plenty of bruising battles from the backcourt.
Really so reminiscent of what we've seen all week. He's come out of the blocks in fine style. So a little bit of doubt as to whether he felt he was 100% fit this week, as we see the last point again. See half volleying the ball right from the off.
Yeah, it's like Wii tennis, isn't it? These two guys play against each other. Neither likes to give up too much territory on the baseline, especially Roger. It's something that Novak's got better at doing. Marianne's going for the Italian look. He's working on the stubble. When in Rome.
No, ya les pasa.
Out. 30-15.
Not easy for the baselinesman sometimes to call those ones because the racket's right there. Guys are half volleying the ball so often.
To the return very, very quickly.
Lays the wrist back. So far on the forehand, that's how he generates additional pace. Of course, he's got a beautiful shoulder turn as well. Snap of the wrist at the last minute, it's beautiful. That's what's going to be the big difference tonight for Federer and Federer fans. The problem is a lot more of those kind of shots are going to be coming back and with interest. So it'll be a lot tougher for Roger to hit outright winners like we've seen throughout the course of the week thus far. Forced errors from both players at the moment. Federer 5, Djokovic 3.
Djokovic with a heavy forehand. Draws himself left. Federer leads the head-to-head on play 3-1. And of course, the last time they played on play, he snapped Djokovic's long streak, 43 wins it was, going into the semi-finals at Roland Garros. And how much that meant to Federer, you could see.
And how much it hurt Djokovic. He said recently, I think it was in Miami, that the final way the toughest loss for him in 2011. He is so desperate to contest the final at Roland Garros. I think especially so last year, given all the success it had against Nadal. Beat him here, beat him in Madrid. So the belief factor was there. That'll be the tough thing as well. Taking the ball on the rise against somebody like Djokovic, who hits it for good pace, but more importantly, good depth. And that area at the back of the court can often get chewed up a little bit because of the players' movements. You get variable bounce.
Good tennis from Djokovic. And Federer on the defence. 2 break points. It's wide, a high-octane exchange, and the defending champion in Rome makes his first move. 2-1.
Both have such exquisite balance.
Time.
Steely look. And he was brought up in Belgrade, now bases himself in Monte Carlo these days, and has history in his hands, doesn't he, going into Paris in a couple of weeks' time, because has the opportunity to hold all 4 major titles. Not been done that since Leva. 1969.
Chris Leva, don't forget, to completed the Grand Slam on 2 occasions, 62. The second one was the next set, 1969.
Grazie. No 15.
left over.
So now 1 or 2 of those in the opening 3 games. Left a little bit of footwork there from Djokovic just to organise the body, make some space for himself in order to execute that last shot.
Dancing around the ball, Federer there, and delivering a fatal blow.
Big second serve there. Something I first noticed Djokovic doing in Indian Wells last year. When he's in a bit of trouble, he started going for big second serves up the middle on the ad side. Struggling to make first serves at the moment. Only made 4 of 13. Rogers let him get away with it in this game. He's made a single first serve in this particular service game, and yet he's still at game point.
It's a beautiful shot in the Olympic Stadium, the home to Lazio and Roma in the distance. Football teams over here. Djokovic loves his football, doesn't he? Loves his golf too. More and more into his golf, I hear. I remember him telling us last year he scored his first eagle.
Okay. I'll be happy to take him on anytime.
Yeah? Feeling confident?
Oh, yeah. I can get inside his grip.
Three chances for Federer to reduce the arrears. The most aggressive returners in world tennis.
Returns incredibly well in the Australian Open semis and finals, especially the finals against Nadal.
So unable to catch up to that Federer forehand. So 5 games into this one, just a single break.
Often when I see that shot framed up right there, of course, FedEx, one of the tour sponsors. Wonder how much they thought about that deal. FedEx. Roger sitting on the bench. Nice.
Big summer coming up, isn't it? All these guys.
Time.
So much to prepare for. And May, such a fruitful month, really. So much on offer. And this month, so many points up for grabs. And this is such a wonderful setting. A new stadium here, only finished a couple of years ago. Bumped into a colleague of mine from London outside earlier on. He was really taken with the setup here. Very impressed. 3-2. Breaking down a little more tonight, isn't he, Federer, in the early stages?
Two wonderful ambassadors for Italian tennis. Layer, of course, Peroccoli on the right and Nicola Pietrangeli on the left.
Astonishing reactions from Djokovic, because the return was it's a clean hit from Djokovic. So it was Pietrangeli in many ways who sparked kind of renaissance in Italian tennis in the 50s. In fact, he was part of the last all-Italian final.
It's good one-strike tennis, but again, Novak doing well just to hit an extra ball back and play. So it's good indication right there. Against most other guys, it would have been an excellent second serve. But that second serve, even though Djokovic is stretching forward, it's coming back with interest. That one rocked Federer back, caught him unawares. Hence the unforced error.
Giving him any room to breathe at the moment, the serve.
Well, half the problem for Roger is the first serve percentage, Nick. It's killing him. He's only made 6 of 18. And by my Western Boys high math, it's just 33%.
But again, a rally in which Djokovic is certainly in the ascendancy.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed there. But the first long rally that Federer's won. Novak was inside the baseline with his favourite backhand.
Not afraid to make their feelings known, the Italians. Here's another break point.
Just love the way he attacks the short ball with the forehand. This one sits up nicely. Moves through the ball so well. That was a must-win point for Federer.
Outstanding defence on the backhand, and then he's able to go up the gears.
I tell you, the left leg of his must be so strong because all the body weight is on it. He's leaning there. Such great dynamic balance, such a strong core. Of course, such dexterity in the wrists as well to flick it back.
Yeah, a lot of people coming into this match talked about the movement of Novak Djokovic. Wow, he's excelling tonight, that's for sure. 2 breaks already. Federer's in trouble. It's 5-2.
Well, the movement is exquisite. You can see him dipping the wrists there just before he makes contact with the ball. The balance, such a low center of gravity there, does so well. Commits fully to the shot.
Point Corona. Corona, ready to serve.
Fine start by the Serbs to this second semi-final.
Time.
He will try and serve this first set out.
Just a laser of a forehand. That's where Novak is so good. 90% of other players would have just defended that one cross court. Not Novak. Loves the shots up the line. This has been surprisingly one-sided.
Yeah, I think the consensus coming into this match tonight was that Novak Djokovic needed a big performance. Needed to see something good from him. We haven't seen it for a little while, have we? There's been issues going on, of course, in his personal life. But this has been a real quality show so far. 32 minutes. 3 set points.
Could see that one skid off the line.
14-30.
It was just the first point that Novak's lost when the first serve has gone in.
First backhand winner of the evening, Roger Federer. He has been awoken from his slumber.
One of the few players who can rush Federer on that forehand side.
That's wide. That is as fine a set of tennis as Novak Djokovic has played on the European clay this spring. If he can deliver one more, he'll be into tomorrow's final.
Well, he's certainly was dominant. Good thing for him is that he can still serve a lot better. And speaking of serve a lot better, look at Federer's first serve percentage, 39. No wonder he's struggling so much. So often the platform on which he bases his game. And the unforced error count was astronomical as well. 19 of those bad boys, just 8 winners. So things haven't worked out for Federer like we've seen in the last couple of weeks and the last couple of months. And Djokovic just a set away now from beating Federer pretty comprehensively. Wasn't a competitive opening set at all. Djokovic from start to finish. 35 minutes.
Strong-willed young man, Novak Djokovic.
Time.
Has a steely inner belief in himself. Parents, of course, gave up so much for his tennis when he was just a young man. Sent him over to Germany. Didn't have a lot of cash in the bank, the family, but they found a way to fund his tennis. Sent him over to Nicky Pilic's academy over there. Nicky helped him out as well. Try and bring his game along. Family had no history in tennis either. They were the dad of no one really had played the game.
Yeah, there was a nice documentary on him that aired in the States. 60 minutes. You can actually watch it on YouTube. Give some great insights. A nice chat as well with Novak. Definitely worth a watch.
That's, of course, one of the reasons that the Serb was so upset by the loss of his grandfather. It was he who built the court for him in his hometown. It's he who laid the foundations for this young man to get playing again. It was initially a young lady who had called up Monica Seles, of course, as well.
30-50.
Again, first serve, even in this opening game of this second set, not coming to his aid. just brought the margins in, didn't he?
Yes.
So annoyed that he didn't make this one. A little bit of extra oomph behind the second serve. Nice swing. It was out for most of the trajectory. Last minute just swerved in. Beautiful.
Federer escapes the danger. Holds at the start of set number 2.
First game, 6 minutes.
This one has got all kinds of dip on it as well. This one falls like a stone, brushes up the back of the ball. Will definitely be a little heavier tonight, and I don't think that's going to do Federer any favours, Nick. I think once about 8 o'clock rolls around, temperature drops considerably, and I think slightly slower conditions, heavier conditions, should I say, turn things in favour of Novak.
It's not an error we've seen from Federer too often this week.
The coach is never happy when you're missing the net. From the reaction of the crowd, seeing a lot more mishits this evening from Federer. There's Nicola and Leia. My director tells me I got the sides mixed up a little earlier, but I can promise you 100% I said Leia was on the left-hand side. She's on the right. Apologies, folks, if I did get them mixed up. But I certainly know who they are. An unforced error from the comms box earlier.
Silenzi, per favore. Grazie.
And again, another great return from Djokovic, and that's what he's done so well. And it's not that he's just put the returns back in play. Look how deep those returns are, folks. Both first and seconds. The first are the yellow balls, seconds the blue balls, but good depth. Putting Federer on the back foot straight away, or at the very least forcing Federer to half volley it. We've seen him miss it a few already. Good point from Federer. But again, the return from Djokovic was outstanding. After a good first serve, neutralized the point immediately, but this time, Roger Goods, 2 good looks at the forehand.
Yeah, that was the one back behind Djokovic, wasn't it, there, that put him to a strong position in the rally.
Just getting back onto the return topic. Djokovic, he only missed 2 returns in the opening set. Federer's getting very few free points on serve. Of course, the first serve was poor percentage-wise. Making life very tough for himself. He has to hit second serves all the time. Beautiful angle. Spreading the court. No ways Federer can track both of those down. The distance between the two has been maximum. Nice. Like to see him get a little bit more of that if he can. Try and get forward. All stems from making a good first serve.
Yeah, the cheers of the fans in the background. Exactly a year ago, under these lights in the semi-finals, we had so much of that. And of course, when Novak had an epic match with Andy Murray here. Over the 3-hour mark, that one.
14-13.
Francesco Totti in shot, and his other half plays for Roma.
Signore e signori, no flash, per favore. Grazie.
Local boy, of course, born and raised here in Rome, captains the team. He's here every year, loves his tennis. Of course, he gave Roger a nice shirt earlier on in the week.
that one. That was an unforced error from the Serb, who was in total command in that rally. Not to be though. Federer still ahead 2-1.
Some famous faces, there they are.
Very passionate fans, aren't they, in this part of the world? Used to be in Europe always the way, to get involved in their sport, to be heard. That's the way I like it as well. It certainly adds to the ambience.
Time.
We're in a city this week that has sometimes been called the world's biggest open-air museum. There's much to see. Rob and I had a little wander around this morning, didn't we, Rob?
We certainly did. Popped into St. Peter's. Asked for forgiveness for everything that's gone down in the last 12 months. But, obviously, being a Catholic boy myself, always a fantastic experience to go back to St. Peter's.
Unforced errors already from Federer. Of course, Djokovic is sponsored by an Italian company. Of course, tournament sponsors this week for the linesman and the umpire, Tacchini. Of course, was a decent tennis player, was Sergio Tacchini back in the day. So back in 1960, he beat the man in your picture. He was awarded the title of the Italian champion. I don't think it was this event. It was the event just for the Italian tennis players of the time. Of course, Nicola has won this particular tournament on 2 separate occasions. Yes, and as part of the deal, the Italian company where Djokovic signed was the company that the Djokovic family have formed, actually have the right to distribute the clothing in Eastern Europe. That was part of the deal when he signed with the company.
Nice. Of course, back in the day, it was Max Wielander. For me, it was so synonymous with Pat Cash. Both used to wear that particular brand of clothing. That's a Mary Pierce, front and center. There's Mary. Of course, very much involved with the church now. Spends a fair bit of time in Paris and Mauritius. Pops over to South Africa a fair bit, seeing her there on a few occasions. And she's in town for a special trophy that she'll be receiving tomorrow.
Trophy for
40.
Not exactly sure what it's for, but it's I think it's called the Golden Ball. It's a trophy that's given to a player in their honor for what they've done.
just couldn't quite keep the volley in court. So we're ticking along here. Too much drama, but Federer stays ahead in the second.
Ready to serve.
Multiple Grand Slam champion, Australian Open and French Open. Talk about a clean ball striker. Mary certainly was one of those. Born in Montreal, of course. Our stats maven, Steph Jadal, quick to point that out to me.
Tennis legends from two generations. Watching in the front row. So nothing really doing of any note in this second set. Djokovic 2-3. he just saw Federer going that way, made his decision. I really think that.
Yep. Great play. Not quite the Paul Anacone approach. That would have been a chip and charge. That was a hit and charge. Beautiful the way he took it, return on the rise, and slam dunk that one every day of the week.
How they loved it inside the Foro Italico. Been able to maintain consistently tonight, Federer. Look at that. Over 30 now from the back of the court.
Severan's not over the moon about that one.
Change up, didn't he, off the return? Went with his trusty low slice, but Djokovic, there's just no way by him. This will be appearing in a film this summer. Well, Novak did a little bit of acting recently. It's going to be in the film that comes out in August, The Expendables 2. Some pretty big names in that film as well, Rob.
Yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham. Jet Li, Chuck Norris. Speaking of which, I made the comment last week, playing on the blue clay, that he either needed to play with soccer boots on or needed Chuck Norris to come show him a couple of moves.
Just outstanding hitting. Such high quality.
Yeah, leans on that right leg. He's completely committed to the shot. All the weight is going forward. Watch him pivot. Dominating the long rallies.
No pressure very much on Roger Federer right now, who has certainly not brought his A game to the party this evening whatsoever.
First serve has been well below par. Serving at 47% for the match. Way too many unforced errors as well.
That sort of play has really been the exception rather than the rule tonight. But it would be foolish for us to rule him out just yet.
Trying to love that short ball. Look how quick he is to get inside the baseline and get 2.5 meters. Still not out of the woods yet.
Yet another unforced error from the racket of the Swiss man, and Djokovic strikes another blow. 4-3. Nick Lester alongside Rob Koenig here in the commentary box here in Rome for what has been a slightly disappointing affair thus far. Disappointing performance from the man in your picture as well, who is very much under the gun. Far too many unforced errors. Djokovic has made him pay a heavy price. And to me, Rob, I don't know about to you, but it just looks like it's meant a bit more to Novak tonight.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Yeah, just got the feeling like Roger's had so many matches under his belt. He's won a lot of tournaments of late. He doesn't need this win as badly as the serve.
Does look as though Novak Djokovic is going to add his name to that of Roddick, Isner and Nadal, the three players to have beaten Federer since the US Open. Second game. Federer very shortly. I feel is going to be out of Rome. Is to be Djokovic and Nadal tomorrow, head-to-head, 17-14 in favour of Nadal.
It'll be a 32nd time that they meet.
30.
Couldn't quite pull off the hot dog.
Yeah, it was more like a cold can.
Novak will serve for the match.
I like this play a lot. Just let it drop a little too low. What a great get out of jail shot that was. Federer knew exactly where he wanted to hit the ball. This one just drops a little too low.
Not quite lived up to the billing tonight. As this top two clash. Can Federer draw on the energy of the crowd that are doing their best They want to see more tennis here. It's only been an hour and a quarter. Djokovic serving for a place in the final.
It's been the key tonight, the effectiveness of the first serve. Of 24 first serves that he's made. He's won 23 of them, and that equates to 96%, folks. Standing.
Alert tonight, isn't he? Djokovic as well. He's been alert to the play. He's been stubborn. Much more stubborn, you feel, than Federer. His refusal to miss. Shake of the head. Not sure what that's all about.
Yeah, there were two guys in the crowd there, just to the left. They were giving him a mouthful. I don't know if they were encouraging him or giving him a hard time.
Ooh. Here we go. Just fell away from that backhand, didn't he?
Quite a tentative first serve as well. Not a lot on that one. And for the safety first option, first time we've seen him do that in a while. Wasn't a lot on that kick serve.
They pulled the trigger.
14-13.
It's been that sort of night. The Saturday night entertainment here in Rome hasn't quite lived up to the billing. So they get the mark checked. Not really sure Federer even wanted the mark checked, but anyway. The world number one is at match point.
Corner to corner. I think that was good for both length and width simultaneously. That's what you call a line-licking forehand.
Yes.
huge roar inside this stadium, possibly the biggest of the night.
They want more.
They do. And Federer, would you believe it, it's taken an hour and 21, but has got his first break point of the evening.
Grazie.
Federer is back in business. Somehow. It's 5-all.
It's amazing the additional pressure that comes with serving out a match. Up until the start of that service game, Djokovic had only lost 1 point when he'd made his first serve. In that game alone, he lost 4 points when the first serve went in.
And they're reveling in it right now, the Romans.
Momentum has switched. 11 are lost. 14 points have gone the way of Federer.
People in this crowd are getting up off their seats with each and every error, at each and every point. The man in your picture is collecting. It's raucous. Federer holds to love, one of his most comprehensive service games of the match.
6 games to 5.
6-5. Wow. Sums it up pretty nicely.
It's incredible, the scoring system in our sport. This match could be done and dusted. Already had 1 match point. He could be thinking about being in the locker room right now. But it's 1 game away from being said all. Being in the finals and said all. What a difference.
But wait.
C'est pas que comme
bien sûr.
chez moi, c'est venu chez moi, hein, y a pas de
Time.
But what a turnaround. Is it a temporary reprieve? Or is it a change of momentum? 5-6 now. Djokovic having served for the match. Has to serve to stay in the set.
15-0. 15.
Blistering backhand from Federer.
They are loving every minute of this.
I tell you what, in that rally, Djokovic did so well to keep it away from his forehand for so long, and yet
no reprieve when he went to the backhand that time. What a turnaround this has been. Well, we've seen some Houdini X a little earlier on in the week. In fact, one of them came from an Italian, Andrea Seppi, saving 6 match points before eventually prevailing against a Swiss player, Stan Wawrinka. Federer save match points and prevail.
really after the return that time, stepping in very, very early. Unable to find the winner. So into the breaker we go. A couple of breakers in their previous matches. Possibly the first set of the US Open. Federer, as far as the head-to-head goes in the breakers, 6-5 leads.
Is going into mantra mode, is what I call it. Djokovic, it's the monotone grunt going. 1-0. Almost sends him into a trance-like state. He just doesn't miss. You can see it's a lung-busting rally, that one, breathing very hard.
real disappointment.
2-0, 2-0.
Federer after that netted backhand.
One there, Nick, because he didn't quite get hold of the forehand initially to Djokovic. That was there to be hit. Unforced error number 40. Could prove very costly for Federer. That now matches forehand and backhand unforced errors at 20 apiece for Roger.
Some volley to finish it off from Federer, because again Djokovic just refused to miss.
Yeah. When you hit this inside-in approach, if you don't hit a winner, you've got to go straight cross-court and watch the pass, and that's what Federer does well there. Good anticipation. Understood the shot was most likely going to be played on Novak.
Sure he meant it to be that good.
Yes, I was about to ask you, was that a team? But I guess there's no comments column.
Anyway, 3-2.
Mary certainly knew how to hit a clean ball. Roger does more often than not. Let's have a look here again. Clean as a whistle. Novak's not convinced. Let the jury decide. Exquisite depth initially from Djokovic. And he's playing his best tennis. Something he does so well.
4-2.
Beautiful height over the net. Beautiful rotation of the upper body, and obviously hits it a fraction later because he wants to go inside out.
Just having a word again with the chair umpire, not quite sure what that's about.
The last change of ends, him and Damien are conversing in French. Do you want to hazard a guess? Time between points, maybe? I am just guessing.
Breaks him down again. Man made of granite, isn't he, this guy? He really is. I talked earlier on about for Djokovic was a match we felt needed tonight. Again, he's not far away.
3 points in serve have been few and far between for Federer this evening.
5-3, Djokovic.
We're beginning to flow. Is it too late?
5-4, Djokovic.
Even with that ace, the first serve percentage for the match is still below 50. Sitting right on 49 as far as Federer is concerned. Have two good first serves right now at the world number one.
Now the short slice return didn't have enough, did it?
6-4, Djokovic.
We were here some 20 minutes or so ago. Didn't happen for him then, but once again, Djokovic stands on the brink of a meeting with Rafael Nadal. That'll do it. It will be a repeat of the final of 2011. The world number one gets the better of the world number two under the night skies here in Rome. Fairly emphatically in the end. Look how much that means to him. He needed that tonight, Novak Djokovic, and he got a performance. 1 hour and 40 minutes, just shy. The Serbian gets the job done. 6-2, 7-6.
He took the scenic route, didn't he? Federer, he's had more than enough tennis under his belt at the French Open, just a week away now. So whilst he won't be happy with the result tonight, I don't think it's going to affect him too adversely, but means a lot more to this young man. Big win that was. He was out of sorts in Monte Carlo, similar sort of story in Madrid, but he's back to his very best, and I cannot wait for this matchup tomorrow with Rafael Nadal, because they're both playing well. Nadal was incredible today, so well tested by Ferrer. Djokovic was in cruise control until the end. He won't be allowed that luxury if he takes on Nadal, or when he takes on Nadal, should I say, tomorrow afternoon. But tonight was good enough. It took an hour and 39 minutes, but he's going to have to serve a little bit better. And it's imperative that he upset first serve percentage, because when he did get the first serve, and like I said, right up until the game before he served for the match, he'd only lost 1 point on serve, ended up losing a few more thereafter, 7 in total for the match. Still pretty decent numbers. Did well when he had a look at the break points. I guess he'll be disappointed with 20 unforced errors. He could probably do a little bit better there. But overall, delighted to beat Federer in straight sets. So he'll go in tomorrow's final with plenty of gas left in his tank.